Spinning orbs over New York City, drifting lights in Switzerland, and spectacular footage in Russia. Let's visit the strange and unexplained.
Made by credible observers of relatively incredible things.
In 2010, a CBS News crew captured footage of objects spinning in the air over New York City. When I first saw this footage, I honestly thought these were simply a string of balloons being blown about by the wind. But as the video goes on, they seem to lock position and rotate as a unit. Here I've zoomed and stabilized the footage so we can get a closer look. I also slowed the footage to 50% speed so we could see a little bit more detail. But even up close, it's hard to tell what these objects are because they simply look like white spheres. Reading the YouTube comments for this video, I would have expected to see a lot more skepticism, but what I see are personal stories of people who've seen similar things in the sky. Someone who claims to have witnessed this in person comments, "I never leave comments on anything, ever, but I sought to find this video because I was there that day. I stood there for a very long time, and it really was an insane experience. For those saying these were weather balloons, etc., trust me, they weren't." What this footage didn't capture was that as it continued, more of these objects appeared, making all sorts of shapes, joining closer together, then quickly going apart, just hovering. All of a sudden, they disappeared in a way that I can only describe as cartoonish, like when the Roadrunner would quickly run and disappear out of frame and only leave smoke. Like I said, it was insane. As the video continues, we can see that these objects gradually begin to separate. The camera eventually zooms out and we can see that there are more than just these three objects. So, are they balloons or something else? Take a look at the full video, linked below.
What are those? Yeah, but are they like drones?
In December 2022, lights appear in the sky near Lake Geneva, Switzerland.
No, but if there would be like... Oh, this one disappeared.
The man behind the camera wonders what these lights could be.
Baby, are these UFOs?
More objects appear, but slowly fade out.
Oh, disappeared too. Last one.
He then suspects them to be less than extraordinary.
Oh my god. There's a fourth one. Oh, there's more. I think these like lanterns, maybe.
I think so.
Boring.
While I find this comment very amusing, I think many of us have expressed this kind of disappointment when something so captivating turns out to be mundane. And I agree. Compared to a UFO, lanterns are kind of boring.
Last one.
But while watching this footage, I realized that I had never seen lanterns in the sky, so I found this short clip. Shortly after sunset, we watch someone light and release a paper lantern. The small candle inside emits a bright orange glow as it gently floats upward into the sky. At first, it's clear that these lights are lanterns, but as they drift off into the distance, it's easy to see how they could be mistaken for UFOs. The camera zooms in, and even just a few hundred feet away, this lantern looks nothing like it did up close.
Look at that one. It's just oh, you're getting in the clouds. It's hard to see now. It's hidden by the clouds.
When we compare the Lake Geneva video side by side with the lantern video, they look almost identical. Of course, I can't be certain that the lights over Lake Geneva weren't UFOs, but like the man behind the camera, I'm leaning toward a more ordinary explanation.
Oh, this one disappeared.
More than 20 years ago, a spectacular event was captured on video in the Perm region of Russia. To give you a little context, this footage was filmed near what is called the Perm anomalous zone, a now famous Western Russia locale where many claim to have witnessed unusual phenomena. UFOs, levitating objects, even psychic or telepathic experiences have been reported. After numerous UFO sightings beginning in the late 1980s, the Perm anomalous zone, also known as the Perm Triangle or the Moleb anomaly, became a tourist attraction in Russia. And to this day, the area continues to draw many curious visitors. So, in 2002, a man named Vasily Goloshapov borrows a friend's camcorder and travels by himself to the Perm region to capture footage of nearby trees. Only after 5 minutes of filming does he notice movement close to him. He turns his head and is faced with something truly remarkable. Before him, a black, spherical object is suspended in midair. For a moment, he stares in stunned silence, completely forgetting about the camera in his hand. By the time he grabs his camcorder and begins to film, the object is gone. Overwhelmed by disappointment, Vasily runs deeper into the forest, desperate to find this levitating sphere, but it's nowhere to be found. As he emerges from the forest, to his amazement, he spots the black object hovering over a glade only 50 meters away. He raises his camera, and this is what he captures. At first, Vasily records the black object hovering in place over the glade. He then zooms in to get a closer look at the sphere.
Уже несколько секунд она висит. Вот максимальное увеличение.
After a moment, it begins to make subtle movements, bobbing up and down. Then slowly drifts to the left.
Что же это? Попробуй подойти поближе. Так, толку мало. Летит, висит, пошатываясь. Почему она пошатывается? Что это? Вот буквально над тем оврагом. Вот, максимальное увеличение. Что же это может быть?
Soon, the object's behavior becomes even more erratic, before it dramatically shoots to the right.
Что же это может быть? О! Так. Снова.
The sphere continues to bob in the air for a few moments, before Vasily's footage comes to an end. One reason Vasily's footage is so captivating is that we hear the urgency in his voice. His breathing suggests that he's both out of breath and frightened. The other reason this video is unlike many I've seen is because this black sphere seems to maneuver dynamically, up, down, left and right with no detectable pattern, rather than remaining still or moving continuously in a straight line. To get a closer look, I've stabilized, sharpened, and slowed the footage. Of course, even with the video enhanced, the sphere's details are difficult to see. So, what do you think? How credible is this footage to you? Let me know in the comments.